The search for truth never ends. Introducing June's Journey, a hidden object mobile game with a captivating story. Connect with friends, explore the roaring 20s, and enjoy thrilling activities and challenges while supporting environmental causes. After 7 years, the adventure continues with our immersive travels feature. Explore distant cultures and engage in exciting experiences. There's always something new to discover. Are you ready? Download June's Journey now on Android or iOS.
This Friday, from Disney, the musical movie event of the year arrives in theaters.
My name is Snow White.
Flawless.
Exquisite.
Get tickets now.
Waiting on a wish.
Snow White will have you on your feet
I think that's a wonderful idea.
and cheering for more.
I was thinking the same thing.
Experience the magical story.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all?
Snow White.
Disney's Snow White, only in theaters Friday. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Tickets on sale now.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Today at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop Deal Double G.
Snoop, where can people go to find great deals?
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence on us, plus 4 lines for $25.
That's quite a deal, Snoop. And when you switch to T-Mobile, you can save versus the other big guys' comparable plans plus streaming.
Respect. We up out of here.
See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence requires iOS 18.1 or later.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. You might say all kinds of stuff when things go wrong, but these are the words you really need to remember. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. They've got options to fit your unique insurance needs, meaning you can talk to your agent to choose the coverage you need. Have coverage options to protect the things you value most. File a claim right on the State Farm mobile app and even reach a real person when you need to talk to someone. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I knew it. Another Herdat Media production.
Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
I got some DMs of people like, hey, when is your guys' next podcast? When are you recording? And I was like, have we not recorded or something? I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I wonder, because like maybe if we like did it last Wednesday, then it would have been a long minute.
Yeah, that kind of, because sometimes we do 2 to 3 episodes. So when we take some time, people are like, wait, what? So
we're back.
How's your morning going?
Well, so you guys, I joined a new gym. And this gym is like by my house. It's like 5 minutes away, which is the best thing ever. And it's like a club studio. So some of you guys might have club studios in your area. Roxanne, it's like an LA Fitness's like top tier gym, basically. And so it finally opened this weekend. So my husband and I went yesterday, and like there were like a couple things that I'm like I did a class and it was just like the worst. It was like one of those classes, like I don't like these type of classes where it's like so many lights, so like it's dark in there and then they're screaming at you and it's loud music. Like I need to protect my peace. I'm not doing that. Like I don't need someone yelling at me or like the music yelling at me for me to get a good workout in. Like that gives me anxiety and that raises probably my cortisol and I don't like it. Like that's not fun to me. So like you guys, I left in the middle of that class, like 15 minutes in, I was like, F this, and I left.
See, the problem with me is like, I care so much about like hurting someone's feelings, or like, I just get so embarrassed over things I don't need to get embarrassed about that I would have suffered in silence. And like, you like stood up and you were like, I'm going to walk out 15 minutes. They just opened. They're probably like, why did that girl just walk out?
I know, seriously. Like, no, I think it's because like I've done so many workout classes where like I'll even go in. Usually I'll tell the people though, like in the beginning, I'm like, I'm gonna leave 15 minutes early just because I know, like in my mind, I'm like, if it's an hour class, like I want to leave 15 minutes early. And like, or sometimes I literally walk out all the time, but I try to tell them because I don't want them to think like I'm hurt or something. Right. But yeah, so I just like that one, I didn't tell them. It was really busy. This was like the first weekend it opened too. And the gym itself is very beautiful. So like if I was just working out on my own, it's very beautiful. But like I signed up for these classes because like to have at least some classes, like, you know, a couple times a week, which would be nice. So this morning I signed up for reformers class on Pilates. And so this is the second time now. I've only been there twice. Like when I walk in, it's like they know the class I'm doing and like they talk about it with me, but it's like, mind your own business. Like, why are you talking about what class? Like, I don't like that. It's like, I'm trying to be in and out. Like, I don't know if I'm rude or not, but it's like the girl like to me was like, oh, so you're doing reformer Pilates? I was like, yeah. She's like, do you have grippy socks? And I go, no. And she's like, oh, she goes, you can't do the class then. And I was like, what do you mean I can't do the class then? And I was like, you guys didn't even write that on there. I need grippy socks. And I've done Pilates before in a reformer. And I do know sometimes you need grippy socks or you can just go barefoot so that like you're not sliding like around.
So when I joined Club Pilates, which is like a scam, but when I joined Club Pilates, I'm sorry, it is. They did say wear grip socks. So I would wear those socks that when you go to like the trampoline park, I would wear those. But I don't know that it was like a requirement where it's like, you can't do this if you don't have it.
Exactly. So, and you guys keep in mind, they just opened. So like your customer service needs to be at a 10. Okay. It gets worse. So there's a rule too, even though they just opened, that if you don't show up to a class, that you get charged $15 per class, which is a lot of money for one freaking class miss. And so I go to her, am I going to get charged then since I'm here and you're not allowing me to go in the class? And this is like the front receptionist, like girl. And she's like, yeah. She goes, yeah, they're going to charge you because that's your no-show. I'm like, but I'm right here. I was like, make it make sense. That's what I said to her. I was like, make it make sense. I was like, I'm right here. I was like, okay, I'm going to go talk to the person that's there. Like, I'm not talking to you anymore because she was like, just like, she goes, you can buy them here for $14. They had grippy socks there for $14. So either way, I would be out $15, even though I have grippy socks at home. So I go, I have them at home. And she goes, yeah, but like your class is starting in 2 minutes. That's what she said to me. I was like, I know that. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I was like, I'm going to go over there and talk to the person. So like, I literally went in there and then like, right when I went in, like, they didn't even ask me. They just said, what's your name? I said, here. And then I went into my class. The whole time though, I was shitting myself thinking that like, when I walked out, there's going to be like multiple people like waiting for me and telling me like, hey, you can't come here. Like, or you got a violation or something because I literally just went in and like, did not give a fuck what they just told me.
Wow. We see feisty side of Chantel.
When something is not right, it pisses me off. Usually, like, I'll let things go, but like that was just rude. Like, at least be like, okay, like, we'll mark you as showed, but you can't, like, you know, you can't come in because of like, you know, our liability. Like, I would understand that, but if you're gonna charge me either way, I'm getting my fucking workout in.
That is weird of her to be so like problematic when they just open.
Yes, they just opened, you guys. Like, and like,
don't be shy. Tell us the location. I'm just kidding.
Well, there's only one club studio in Michigan, so you guys can figure it out.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Ay, por favor.
I swear, I was like, and then I told my husband this morning because yesterday he had like,
Chantel just ate something.
Yeah.
It's our little breakfast queen who needs breakfast at every chance. She can't function. You know,
I cannot
on. So
yeah, and I told my husband like, you need to call the manager. I'm like, okay, like let's not be problematic like the first weekend.
I mean, you know, when someone first opens, like there's so much things that aren't gonna go right. So, but like, I mean, if you do it nicely where you just give feedback and just say, hey, this situation happened, just want you to know for future, and that's it. I mean, I don't think anything's wrong with that because how are they gonna get better and make sure that doesn't happen again?
Yeah, if I run into a manager, like then I will, or if I run into someone that like
girly, I'm like, feedback is a gift. Just keep giving feedback so everyone could be better.
Oh, everyone like shut up.
I swear. Well, how are you feeling now though?
No, I feel great. Like after that class, I did the class, so I was happy. Like it was a good class. So yeah, I'm feeling good. My workout's in for the day.
Well, that's good. On the other hand, Jacob says that I do this to myself. So we took her to do her first birthday photos and she had woken up with a fever. And so I was like, this is weird. I was like, I felt bad to cancel. And my daughter is such like a good baby. I don't know how I got so lucky. And like she was fine. So I was like, I'll give her Motrin. If this like ends up being something more, I'll take her to the doctors, but like, I'm sure she's fine, whatever, you know, she's at a Montessori. She's constantly sick. Like, you know, what could this be? Whatever. Anyways, I went to her photos and it was a shit show, you guys. Like my happy baby, when I tell you she's the happiest baby in the world, was miserable. Like she wasn't crying, but she just looked sick. So immediately eventually I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna put her down. She took some photos. I can't do this. I was like, she's not feeling good. Like she doesn't look right. And then it ended up being a photo shoot for Charlie and Sloan, which I was like, that wasn't the point of this. It was like 1-year-old photos.
And then and keep in mind, you guys, they've had 3 photo shoots this year. So it's like there's no growth in these photos.
Yeah. So I know.
It's like the same year. It's like they are the same age.
I got the photos back and literally Elle looks miserable.
Miserable.
So I reached out to the photographer and I was like, I had told her before she even edited the photos. I said, please, if Elle doesn't, like, I'll pay extra. If she doesn't look right in these, like, she's a very happy baby. I don't want this to be remembered. I know this was my fault. Like, I can take responsibility for that, but I don't want her to, like, these be her first photos. Like, I will pay extra. And the photographer was like, okay, I'll let you know. But I mean, the photographer ended up editing the photos. I'm like, I can't be okay with that. So today I'm literally going during traffic time. It's going to take an hour because we have a highway that's closed. And I'm taking her to redo those photos, just her. But I mean, I ended up finding out. I took her to the doctor 2 days after, and she had a double ear infection and the flu. And
oh my gosh.
That's how good she is, that she was still like so good throughout that.
And are you going to the same girl?
Yeah, I'm going to her.
Like how much more do you have to pay?
Well, so I had told her initially, I was like, yeah. I said, I was like, I'll pay extra. She's like, you don't need to if like she doesn't have any photos. And then she sent it to me and like I asked her, I'm like, were there any photos of her smiling? And she was like, no. And she put like a sad face. I was like, so can I come back? Like, and then she was like, so then she finally sends me the photo. She's like, here you are. And I was like, there's no way I can accept these photos. Like, there's just no way. And so I said to her, I'm like, I will pay you extra. Like, I'll pay you an extra $100. Like, I don't know. I'll pay you extra. Can I please come? Because like she had said, if we didn't get any, I could come, but she didn't bring it up. So I got embarrassed because I'm usually not someone to push something. Like, it's like, I'll give you the hint. Like, you got the hint and you still just kind of send them to me. And usually I just back off. But like, I just couldn't. This is my last baby. Like, I couldn't do it.
No, I think it's right for you to go back and like, I mean, if you have to pay, you have to pay. But like, yeah, like I don't think you shouldn't have to pay the full amount. And then like it's just gonna be like a short. Well,
I already paid the full amount. I paid the full amount right away.
I know, but I'm saying again, like to redo them.
I know. I didn't even tell my husband that. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna take her. He's like, you do this to yourself. He's like, just do it at home. And I was like, no. I'm like, I don't even want to go through the hassle of like doing that and trying at this point. I've already started. Let me finish what I started. So my girls also had daddy-daughter dance, and it was the cutest, sweetest thing ever because I don't remember my childhood much. There's like some memories I remember, but my dad taking me to daddy-daughter dance is something I remember. Chantel, did your dad ever take you to daddy-daughter dance?
No, what the hell?
It's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Did my dad take you? I feel like you might have come with us 1 year, dude.
But the one thing I always remember is like Roxanne like just loved having the label as a daddy girl. Like, I don't know if it's because there was only one girl and just you, but that was like her label that she stuck on forever and ever and ever. She's like, I'm a daddy's girl. I'm a daddy's girl. I'm a daddy's girl.
But I was. So yeah, that became my personality. I made that my personality. I mean, I still am. And my dad like had one girl, one son. I mean, my dad did everything for me. Like anything I ever wanted. My mom was not the best cook. I would call him and he'd bring me McDonald's home like after work. My dad literally
really would. He spoiled Roxanne so much.
Yeah. My dad took us on vacation multiple times, like a year. Anything I ever wanted, he did. I remember one year, like we came home from my aunt's house and we opened the garage and there was this rainbow bike with like string. And then he bought my brother this like basketball to court to like install in the driveway. And I was like, oh my gosh, like my dad literally was a really good dad. He just worked a lot, So, I mean, I don't know. He did everything for me. My dad's the one who, when I, in the middle of the night when I was like crying and I'm like, my stomach hurts, he came and rubbed my tummy and slept with me like every single time and made me feel better. So I don't know. Has that ever happened to you, Chantal? Have your parents ever came in your room and slept with you?
Never. But like, I also think it's just like maybe because we were 4 kids and like there's no time and attention for them.
Yeah.
And as a middle child, I never wanted that attention anyways. Like I never asked for it. I feel like my little sister was like that. Like she would go sleep in their bed a lot and she would love to be with them.
And they had a queen size bed. So it was small, to be honest. So it might have been full size, dude. I don't know.
No, dude. It was queen.
Chantel shared a bedroom with her brother and her sister. And it was like, I can't believe like you shared a room with like a boy and a girl.
I mean, you guys, growing up, my dad was the only provider and he was a butcher. Like, imagine what he probably. Let's be real. Life is busy and the last thing I want to do after a long day is cook. That's why I'm obsessed with Factor. Their Protein Plus meals gives me 30 grams of protein per meal, so I stay full and energized without any of the prep work. I love these for lunchtime, you guys. It's so nice. I look forward to my lunches because of this. And one of my absolute favorite meals also is this Tex-Mex bowl. It's like beef with cheese and cauliflower rice. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Rich, flavorful, and way better than the takeout. Plus, with 40 plus options every week, there's always something new to try. Whether you're eating keto, calorie smart, or just want delicious meals without the hassle, Factor got you covered. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/Factor Podcast and use code Factor Podcast to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's factormeals.com/Factor Podcast with code Factor Podcast for 50% off. You guys, trust me on this. This is the one thing I'll tell you guys. Try. You guys will love it. It's the best thing ever.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was getting frustrated by your forms. Now, Taxes is uploading your forms with a snap, and a TurboTax expert will do your taxes for you. One who's backed by the latest tech, which cross-checks millions of data points for absolute accuracy, all of which makes it easy for you to get the most money back, guaranteed. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
So good, so good, so good.
Easter deals starting at just $25 or at Nordstrom Rack stores now. And that means tons of fresh reasons to rack.
They've got the best gifts.
Because I always find something amazing.
Save on Easter finds from Kate Spade New York, Calvin Klein, MAC Cosmetics, and more. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
But some reason, like, we never felt that way, though. So that was, like, always a good thing.
No, you guys, like, had... Like, your life was the same as all of our lives and stuff.
Well, I didn't get a rainbow bike, but I got to use your rainbow bike.
Yes, exactly. You still tagged along. Like, you still very much.
Like, it was fine. Like, we got to use our cousin's shit. Have like richer cousins.
You had no, but you know what's so crazy? Because it doesn't even matter like what you have or what you don't, because you still had the best childhood.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
And I
really
really
definitely don't need to give your kids like whatever. Like it's you need to give your kids happy memories. Like my mom and dad would always make sure that like if all of them went on vacation, like we didn't even no one went on like crazy vacations. We would go drive 3 hours away and go to like a hotel that just had an indoor pool, and we would have so much fun with each other.
Yeah, no, we always, I mean, we did go on vacation though, but we always did that as like cousins. That's why if you have kids, let them be close with their cousins. Now, granted, if you have like a witchy sister-in-law and stuff, like I get it. But I mean, let them be close. Like, I feel like Chantal, if we take away cousins and us going to Auntie Nadia and Auntie Noah's house every single Saturday and Sunday, I don't think our childhood would have been as good. I mean, we played outside like every day, and I don't know how we haven't gotten kidnapped. I still don't understand that, but I mean, or how we didn't get kidnapped. Like literally, we had God looking out. I don't know. I mean, not really, because like
I just think it's a different time.
Yeah, exactly. Or we had someone like I don't know, but
and I would beat someone up at 5 years old. So
yeah, you were aggressive. We told them how we got into one fight, me and you, and I threw you in the bushes, or did you throw me in the bushes?
I think like
it was at Auntie Noah's house.
I know. I think you threw me in the bushes and then I started crying, or like I hit you and you threw me in the bushes or something.
Yeah, and then you started crying.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because Chantal will beat the shit out of me.
Yeah. Now if I like flinch at them and like they run.
We're so scared of her. Like, if I think she's this perfect little angel, she's so scary. Don't F with her. Okay. I'm sorry. We had to catch up. I know we need to talk Atlanta because I do have some thoughts. How are you thinking overall? Like, what do you think about the season?
I like it. Like, I'm watching it. I'm really enjoying it so far. I mean, it's the second episode. We're going to start to see, I like learning about the girls, and I think their stories, their storylines are really interesting to me. So I'm liking it. What about you?
I do too. I really do actually like it.
And trust me, guys, like, I'll tell you if I don't like something. I'm like, I'm not watching this, Rexanne.
Yeah. I want to know what the premiere ratings were for this one. Did you see by any chance?
I think you said it last time because
oh my gosh. So Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 premieres hit all-time series rating low. The season 16 premiere failed to make this is from Love B. Scott, make strong first impression, delivering the lowest rated season premiere in franchise history and the key demographic. Airing on Sunday, the warmly anticipated premiere pulled in 723,000 total viewers.
Guys, it's still good though.
That's like so good. That beats like Beverly Hills, Orange County.
Exactly. But for Atlanta, it's their lowest, but Atlanta usually does pull in strong numbers, but it's still great for the overall network. But I think it's because people are like, like maybe now that people are talking about it and saying like, no, Atlanta is good, people are going to start watching it. So like, I'm curious to see how it will trend up.
I just think we live in a world now where we're not like sitting on our TV watching live. We're just not. So I don't think this is total viewers. It could be though. So I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I don't know. I also think, people are watching, like there's this new Netflix show about this like 13-year-old murderer. And everyone's going crazy.
It's called Adolescence, but it's a limited series.
Did you watch it?
No, but I'm going to. I can't wait.
Can you, by the way, I'm trying to log into your Netflix and it keeps saying text a link, but I never know if you're by your phone to do it.
Oh, okay.
I do want to watch it. So I could just get the Netflix though, but yeah, I still won't. But yeah, I heard that is going, like people are watching things like that. So I do think, reality TV, people are still watching it, but
and I don't know. People like, for example, another thing on Netflix is like Temptation Island. You guys, I used to watch that show. It was like coming on USA. It was a weekly show. I was obsessed with it. And now it's on Netflix as a new, like Netflix bought it or something. And now there's like a new season. Maybe I think it is. It's a new season.
Yeah, it's a new season. I watched the whole thing on TikTok.
Oh my God. See, yeah, and everyone's eating it up now. And it's like, oh my God, this used to be a show that was on cable network that would show up once a week. And now like everyone's dying.
And we loved it. We lived for it. So yeah, now it's going to like a streaming service. Like there's so much. And I think also because of like TikTok, because we have like a short span now, we all want to like get to the point. We don't want to wait another week.
That's a good point. That's like what they should do with like in a Miami or something, like something that like they've already tried to experiment with and like give us like, because they usually would on Peacock. Remember they gave us like the first 3 episodes, like give it to us like that. Like, let's see how that does for you guys. Like you guys should experiment and give us like a full season almost.
The reason Miami even came back was because of how they did that on Peacock. So
I know. So it's like
where they're like, okay, we need to bring it to Bravo because we want to make money off Bravo network and all that stuff. But I mean, yeah, like I feel like they're gonna have to evolve in some way and change.
Yeah, because I feel like you almost lose people now if you have to make them wait week by week.
Yeah.
Like so lucky they have such a strong fan base because our asses are waiting week by week. But it's like let's try a show that we can just like kind of give it like half a season and then kind of release ones by week then.
So with Atlanta, like they're saying, oh, maybe it's because Candy is left. And I'm like, no, because honestly, like I was so over Candy and I know that's such an unpopular opinion, but I was actually so over her. I don't know.
Last season was like by far the worst season. So no one was excited to see it. And then there's been talks of like a recast and like half the girls are new. So everyone's probably like, I don't want to watch it like live, but like, let's see what other people are saying. And then now that people are saying it's good, I do think people are going to watch it.
Yeah. And keep in mind, like every single series right now is scoring low in 2024, 2025. So it's not scoring what it used to. But again, I think people stream it later on. Or they'll just wait till the season ends. Chantal does that with so many shows. She'll wait till the season ends and like watches it. So, okay. So I wanted to talk about this episode because it continues with Porsha calling out Drew.
Eating up Drew.
Did you say lighting up Drew?
Yeah, I said eating up, but yeah, lighting up Drew too is a good one.
So I have conflicting thoughts about this. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I do think Porsha, I mean, Porsha gave it to her. And I do think that the end of the whole story, the end of the day, she's mad about her hanging out with Dennis. That's what I think.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah, like she's bringing up other things, but like that's the main issue. Like she keeps saying, I don't care that she's hanging out with Dennis. Like she's like, I care about. So she basically was saying like, you know, she breaks the fourth wall. She asked the production, she's like, can I break the fourth wall? I love when they do that. And then the production's like, yeah, go ahead. And she's like, you wanted to film with him. You asked production to film with him, which is freaking crazy. Don't you think that's crazy?
Yeah, like I can see both sides here. Like I don't like how Porsha.
No, you cannot. No one. Like imagine you and an ex, and then someone wanted to film with that ex. Like absolutely not.
No, I understand, but I don't like how Porsha. Listen, you're on a reality show, okay? So this show is so dirty. You sell your soul to the devil. But yeah, like, and you know what? You know who's the biggest problem in all of it? If they do it, it's Dennis. And Dennis is like toxicizo. Like he's so toxic. And so I just don't like how Porsha was acting towards her. Like you could tell that Drew was so embarrassed. And the one thing I didn't like, I will say this about Drew, where she's like, he tells me he loves you, like he adores you. Don't talk about me with my
That's weird.
baby
Yep.
daddy. Don't talk about me with baby daddy. That doesn't make me feel better because why the fuck are you guys both talking about me? You guys do what you got to do. Leave me out of it. That is my one thing. Okay. But do I think that Porsha, the way she handled it, the way she clocked her, I'm like, ugh, I feel kind of bad for Drew. But then I also can see Porsha's side where it's like, okay, you're trying to bring my baby daddy in. Like, you know that this is a show. It's going to result in drama. It's going to result in something that it really might not be, but you're trying to make it be something. Yep. So with that, I'm like, oh, okay. Like I can see both
because
sides.
Children are involved to me. That's right away. It's like a no. Like if it was just her ex, maybe, and they had no kids.
Okay, but that's stupid. What children? What is Pilar? What about her?
But still, like if you're gonna create drama between like them, like unnecessary drama, like that does affect the kid.
He went on a whole he went on her reality show after, and there was drama with the families. Like he's done a lot. I mean, his name is getting mentioned no matter what. I literally think that's like a stupid argument with Pilar because like she has nothing to do with it. Literally nothing to do with it. If really he's just like this music producer and he's gonna like talk about Porsha or mention Porsha, I don't see the. And I am someone
because then if he says something wrong, imagine Porsha getting mad at him, and then who does that affect? When you like two parents are not getting along, it affects the kid at the end of the day. Is what I'm trying to say. So like, yeah, I don't think they're gonna bring the kid up, but then their relationship is gonna get messed up, and then or even more messed up than what it is if they're back and forth all the time, and then this can cause issues.
It's already like, you know, she said sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not, but yeah, it's definitely gonna create more hype. But this is like part of your life. Like this is actually happening, and you're on a reality show. Like you think about these housewives where they've had to put everything on, and then there's certain housewives that they'll be mad about a situation. Like you're mad that I'm hanging out with Dennis, and I like get that with Porsha, but then it's like we want to see, I don't know. I can see both sides here. I guess I just didn't like how intense Porsha was with, like, I was just embarrassed for her, I guess. I don't know. I felt embarrassed.
And then Drew also was like, he's like my brother. And all the girls were like, okay, like, no way. You know, it's like, and that's what the stuff is like, call it how it is. Like, are you like, is he your brother or is he not your brother?
Yeah, I don't know. It was definitely messy. What else happened in the episode?
Well, then, we kind of learn a little bit about like more of the girls. So we learn about, you know, Kelly. Let me go to my notes. Because I was like, okay, put me on the spot here.
Brittany, Angela.
Well, we learned that Kelly basically like she like has her chicken and waffle shop, Nana's Chickens and Waffles or whatever it's called, Nana's Waffles, and her husband like sold her store like that they had her ex-husband. Like why does it get to that point, you guys? Like how does it get to the point where you're just so mad and you don't care about the other person that you'll do anything just to destroy them?
It's so fucked up. It really is, because you know, even with like Dory and the PK thing, it's like this was someone you made vows with in front of God, or maybe not even in front of God. This was your best friend at one point. You loved each other at one point, and to go to such lengths to like have hate for each other that literally you're willing to fuck everything up. It's so crazy to me. But I mean, we're not in that. We've never been in that situation. We don't know.
I know,
how we'd
100%.
be, you know?
Like I would never know. I can't like talk about it because I would never know how it'd be. But it just makes I feel like I could be petty for sure, but it just makes me so sad that it gets to that point. You know, it gets to that point where like you do everything to make that other person miserable when before you would do everything to make them happy. But the one thing that, you know, what's crazy that Kelly said was like, I could have won an Oscar because the way that I presented my relationship was like, everything was good. Everything was okay. And I feel like so many people can relate to that. And she's like, I was calling the police. We were calling the police. Like I was sleeping in my closet. Like that is so sad.
I feel like that's half the social media influencers
I know.
who, especially because like if you know about like being an influencer, you have to like constantly post every day, and you already know, like, I'm sorry, like if I take my husband to a family photo shoot, I literally have to have a pep talk with him the night before about it, because he like he's not a photo guy. Like he's like whatever. And I swear to God, once we get the photos, he'll be like, he'll come upstairs and there's tears rushing down his face, and he's like, I can't believe, Chantal, how many times does he do that?
Yeah, and like the whole time, and that whole day he's bitching.
Yeah, he like bitched the whole time, and then he comes and he's like, I can't believe how much they're growing. Like, what are we gonna do? And I just want to pause time. Then he starts thinking about the Sunday scaries and death and all this. He's like me. So, but like, you know, like what was the point of this, Chantal?
How you present, like people present.
Oh, yeah. So like, okay, well, no. My whole point was like with influencers, like you're taking photos every day and trying to portray this perfect relationship and videos. And I mean, Chantal, do we post our husband on social media? I feel like sometimes, I guess, but like you're constantly
on random occasions, but my marriage is good. I'm not every single day posting.
Right.
Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, the people are constantly doing that, where it's like, come in this, like, let's take a photo for like this for social media. And they're like fighting and whatever. It's just, it becomes a lot. And I just think there's so many people like that. And those influencers that we follow that we're trying to get in, they're influencing us. Like they're not happy probably.
And I think even more than that too is like, take away social media is like you're people that know you. So like, you know, you're presenting this relationship to the people that you know you, and like they think everything is good. And then all of a sudden you get divorced, and that's why everyone gets so confused, because they're like, wait, what? You were always making like you were happy. Like that's like how it's so wild and crazy.
Well, it sucks because like I even have friends where they vent about their husband, and like they don't want to throw their husband under the bus, and then they don't want to feel judged, or they don't want to judge their husband. Like there's been situations with my friends where they tell me stuff, and then like they're like, oh my gosh, but he said sorry, you know? And I'm like, okay, like whatever. And it's because they don't want me to think a certain way of their husband and feel judged. So I get why people don't, you know, you have that one person, like, if anything, like Jacob knows that anything that happens in our relationship, 98% of the time, Chantal knows.
Yeah.
So, but he's comfortable with it because like he would do, like him and Chantal are close enough that he would talk to Chantal or whatever, like, you know, but he knows that, and he knows that Chantal has only the best intention. So it's not something where it's like, why would you tell her that, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point too. That people are just afraid to tell someone because like they're judging them, and then it's like weird when they are good in that moment, and then they're gonna be looking at them like, you just told me that you just slept in the closet. Why are you with him? You know, kind of thing.
What's happening? Why is he not sleeping in the closet? What?
Oh my gosh, I swear. We learned more about Angela Oakley this episode too.
What do you think about Charles? He scares me, you guys. He reminds me of people.
No. I love a husband like that because he just knows how, like, he just has his personality, and you just have to like, just like she said, you just have to know it and like respect it. And so
no, that's what I'm saying. Like he's like a Joe Giudice. He don't give a fuck if cameras are in front of her or not. And he's not trying. He doesn't give a shit about the show. His wife wanted to do it. He was like, oh my God, fine. And then he's just there.
And he's like my husband. Like anytime he hears me and Roxanne gossip, he's like, "Why are you guys talking about people? Like, why are you talking?" Like, that's like part I was so scared about, because it's like, let girls be girls, you know?
Yeah.
Let them do their thing. Like they just came from an amazing party. They want to spill the tea about it with each other. It was her and her daughter.
Oh, he threw some shade at the girls too. I forgot what he said, but he was like, I don't know what he said. Did he say?
He did. He's like, I don't like. He said something like, yeah, he did say something. He did.
Right? I know. I thought so too. And I was like, oh yeah, but like
but their family does seem cute. So I'm I'm excited to learn more about them. I wonder how she's gonna be with the crew, and how she's gonna like, is she gonna be like a little bit more drama? She doesn't seem that way. She seems a little bit more reserved than the rest of them. Like Brittany, or her name is Britt, and Kelly are like coming out like ready to like pounce on these girls. Like they're excited to like you'd be in the drama. Angela doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, I agree.
We see Porsha and Kenya. They like are having a meeting. They have a lunch, and like, what's up with these Rolls Royces? They like show up with each other, and like they both have the same car. Like, why is that such a thing in Atlanta? Like, Shamea just got one. What's happening here?
Shamea.
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 Shamea. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there is always that state with like the one car that everyone like grasps on, and apparently
it's a Rolls Royce.
It just makes me sad because I feel like they have to cut so many scenes, and they did this with Jennifer Aiden. They cut so many scenes of Kenya, you can tell, and she just kind of looks like the supporting character.
Yeah.
And like all her personal scenes like have been cut, and I don't like that. Like, I mean, when the whole Monique and Candace thing happened,
you can't tell though. I mean, you could tell because we know about it. You said you could tell?
I could 100% tell. She's like the supporting friend of. We don't see anything going on really with her. So like, yeah, I can absolutely tell. And I was saying with Candace and Monique, when that whole thing happened, it's not like scenes were cut. Like we still saw their stories, and then we saw what happened at the end. And it's like, so I don't think that they should be taking out scenes. Like, just don't have her come back next season, and that's it. Like, what are you doing? Then don't show her at all if you're going to cut out some scenes. It's stupid as hell.
Yeah, and in this whole lunch that they had, it was like really Porsha just talking about her relationship with her ex Simon, and like how it got really bad and how she didn't trust him, and then Kenya was just there like you said, supporting.
And that's what I'm saying is Kenya for sure. You can't tell me that Kenya wasn't speaking about her life and what's going on in her storyline. But she was, and they are cutting that all out. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not happy with you producers, because I think that's super fucked up.
Because I've never watched Atlanta, when Porsha was with Simon, like, was he portrayed as like this like liar or bad person, or was he like a good person on the show?
I mean, he was portrayed as like someone who had money.
Okay, and like look how
it looked like love bomb, like he love bombed her. Yeah, and he lied about everything.
Like, he's very shady. Like that's like the impression I'm getting from what Porsha is saying, though. But obviously that's her ex. But
I think he's gonna be deported.
Wow.
I thank God she didn't have kids with him.
Yeah.
It was like for that to happen to a dad when like he and you're a young baby, but like she said, like he's done so much shady shit, like even illegally. So I just don't think that she was aware of that. If you're doing shady shit, you guys, why the fuck do you go on TV ever?
I know.
Why?
Why? People think they're invincible.
My gosh. Like look at the Chrisleys.
I know.
You know, like everyone is dying for them to come back. Okay, so I just was on TikTok today and I saw this thing about this.
I told you about it last time.
Wait, what?
Like about how people want them to get out.
Yeah, you did. We did talk about that. Well, I was watching this TikTok about this guy who murdered his wife in front of his 2-year-old sons. He got 20 years. And I'm sorry, but a system is so corrupt if like he got 20 years and then Chrisley and his wife, I mean, I'm sure I don't know what they did, to be honest. So don't come at me.
There was like there's wire fraud, there's fraud with money, there's like not taxes, there's like taxes, there's like a kind of like a Joe Judas situation. There was like something with money and like scamming the federal. But then
but the government scams us. So.
Yeah, okay, but the one thing is though, I mean, this is from Savannah's sake, their daughter, but it's like I guarantee there's gonna be a documentary about this one day, and like there was a partner, and the partner is the one that did the shady stuff, but like the Chrisleys were signing off on things. I'm sure the dad knew a little bit, but again, it's like, why is the wife getting it? Because it's probably one of those situations where she was just signing things without knowing.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm surprised they're still together, because I like went through this, like, is it called a lore or what is it called? Where you go through like, I don't know, on TikTok.
I don't know.
The guy that was his partner came out and said that they were having sex with each other, him and Chrisley.
Oh my God. But you're not going to believe this guy who just lied about them on stand.
But
like That's like the most typical thing to say if like if everyone calls him like gay and you're gonna go and say that. Like that's just like he wants attention.
Let's tell.
Listen, I have my suspicions, but like I'm not moving the partner. Like, okay,
Listen,
like
I'm horrible with gaydar for sure. Cause like I remember like on our last episode, I said something.
Well, you know what? The one thing I'll say is like his son's the same way, and he's not. He's like dating a girl. I think he's engaged.
I don't get that. Okay, so I've definitely watched it on TV. I wasn't religious with it, but I don't get those vibes from his son. I definitely got those vibes with the dad though.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, like if you scam, you pay whatever, do the crime, you pay the crime. But I agree with you. Like the fact that like if it's a federal case and you're stealing money, like the fact that you get like 15 years and then someone who kills someone gets 20 years, like I don't understand that.
These are people who like aren't a threat to society. So if they pay their dues and they effed up and they pay their dues, maybe they need a little bit of time. Like I definitely don't think the wife does. Like this is not like an actual criminal. I don't know. I just feel like there's far more serious things happening.
Yeah. But the one thing there was like a little bit more on this episode, but the one thing that I really want to touch up on, and I feel like I might get shit and I want to hear your opinion, is that we learn more about Britt. And so Britt is like married. She like, they're deciding that they want to have kids. And like, this is a year, I guess she never really wanted kids, but they're going to do kids. She ends up saying like, we're doing IVF because I want a girl. And
yeah,
you guys,
I don't like that.
Me either. Like, okay, like I don't want to be Judge Judy because listen, IVF is there. I'm so happy. So many people are born through IVF. It's the best tool in the world if you're struggling. I don't like that you're effing and then you see even with Shamay, even the next scene. Shamia. Oh my God. Shamia. Okay, you see with Shamia, like she is in the next scene, like she has so many complications. She's like, having to do a surrogacy because like she can't do it. And here you have Britt saying, I'm gonna do IVF just to have a girl. And it's like, you can't play like that. Like that is one thing.
Yeah, you're playing God, dude. I mean, listen, I've always been against the fine, like picking the sex.
Listen, yeah, like, and if you know what, imagine if you had to do it. You had to do it because like you couldn't get pregnant and they're telling you the sex. You might as well just you could pick at that point, I guess. But like if you're just doing it just to have a girl, I hate that stuff. I just don't like it.
It's giving Chrissy Teigen. I think she like got a surrogate for her last and like picked the sex. And Chrissy Teigen, you guys need to go literally do. I am shocked. The one thing that TikTok hasn't tackled on the comment section, people will always comment and be like, it's giving Chrissy Teigen gag. But like this woman has done said the most vile, crazy shit, especially about little children. And I'm shocked that TikTok hasn't like went on this trend against her. But
I feel like they have, because didn't she get canceled for a little bit?
He did, but it was before TikTok existed. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm really, really freaking surprised. That's why she's not as loud, but she's still so obnoxious. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I don't play with that either. And like, she's like kikiing, like, I want a baby because, he needs to be a girl dad. Bitch, what?
I know. Like, how about let's just try to get like, and did you even try? Like, are you guys even trying? And then like, it's just sad because then you have the other one just saying like, like, I wish I could just lay there and get pregnant, like that's what just makes me so sad. It's because like there is so many other people struggling, and here you are just saying like, and it might not even work for you. So like the fact that you're gonna go and do that and inject all those things just to have a girl, maybe it came out wrong how she said it. So maybe like we'll see if she comes out with something else, but. Yeah, I just did not like that.
I've heard that people have done that IVF. I've seen stories about this, that they've done that IVF and on accident or something where it ends up being the other sex and they literally have an abortion over it. And I'm like, yeah. And that's why I don't play with that stuff. Because it's like, what if like something happened in, I don't know, what if something happened and it was a boy? I don't know. But what then? Are you, like,
no, like children are blessings, and like it doesn't matter what sex they are as long as they're healthy. Like that's literally the mindset anybody should have.
Gender disappointment is a real thing, and I don't think people should ever go at someone for having gender disappointment. But no matter what, once that baby is here, you're so in love with them. But to be so stuck on, I don't know. And like, why is she having a surrogate? Does she?
No, she didn't say she's going to do a surrogate. She just said IVF.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah. It was
that should be yeah. I know right now, like the negatives of the risk. Like you had someone else carrying your baby who, ended up getting breast cancer. Like that's so, and had to have the baby at 32 weeks, and now they're, poor baby Shiloh has had so many surgeries and all that stuff. And it's just a lot. And
well, I think that's why she wants to make sure like the next one she picks is like super healthy, and like she doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah, I don't think you could control like something like that.
I know.
Healthy, but yeah, I don't know. So far, I'm not feeling Brit out of all of them.
Yeah, I know. Same. She seems like she's a little of a try hard, but we'll
care. I don't care about like your baby story either. Like, I don't know. I mean, listen, I think it's like relatable, but I think Shamia's story is relatable.
Yes.
I think Shamia's story speaks to me. I think her story about like, we're going to do IVF, and because it sounds like we're doing IVF to pick the sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to me, it's like, I don't care that you suddenly want a baby and that you're going to do IVF and you suddenly want a girl. Okay, bye.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about that.
Yeah. Let us know, you guys. Let us know if we're being too harsh on that.
So let's talk Tamra Judge real quick, Chantal.
Okay.
Switch gears a little bit. Tamra Judge is getting caught up for being like doing kind of like some social media shit. So
well. Look what we have here.
I know. And I want to preface this by saying that I believe every housewife talks to bloggers, and I think it's smart to be nice to bloggers, cordial to bloggers. Sometimes you do end up building a relationship. I have a relationship with Teresa. Heather has a relationship. What's Heather's last name again? With Lala, and everyone from Vanderpump Rules. She became best friends with Jeff Lewis, his best friend with Shannon Bedore, and he has like a radio show or whatever. Like, you know, like that happens. And Kathy Hilton has a lot of people that she is like really cool with. So I think that's okay. I think what's interesting is when you end up befriending someone who's unwell and like you want them to spread so much hate. Like that's the one thing that we never wanted to align ourselves with, is someone who goes too damn far. Like it's okay to call out someone, and we do it all the time. Like we'll call out someone when it's not true. So why are you saying that? But when someone like literally breathes, wakes up and thinks like, let me go on the computer and talk to like other people, like what can I do to destroy someone? And then there's those other people who just want to defend what you're doing. And I get that. But those are the people that like you should never, ever try to get close to, because what they did to someone, they'll do to you. So anyways, In Touch on March 14th puts out an article. And it says fans were shocked by Tamra Judge's abrupt announcement. And here's what ended up happening. She walked off set after she was confronted for spreading rumors about her co-stars through alleged fake social media accounts, and Bravo producers claim to be pissed. In Touch says Tamra Judge has been cited as being the number one source for production links to the media and attempting to get bloggers and reporters to write defamatory and damaging stories about her castmate. She then goes and accuses others of doing it. Typical gaslighter, you know, like just like those troll accounts that come for us. They accuse us of things with zero proof because that's what they spend their lives doing, you know? So same thing here with Tamra. It says chances if Tamra is pointing her finger at you about something, it's because she's trying to deflect from the fact that she's the one behind the scenes actually doing it. Boom. The source alleges to In Touch that the longstanding housewife keeps a folder on each member of the cast, and she spent hours researching the internet looking for negative news that she can use against the cast during production. And then which is fine. If co-star have a clean track record, the insider says that Tamra attacks the spouse or the partner of a co-star. Then when the men try to defend themselves against a lie, she speaks on national TV. She complains they should not be involved in the show. In addition to airing out their dirty laundry, the inside alleges that Tamra is mastermind being fake behind fake Instagram and Facebook accounts. The low follower accounts apparently always show Tamra in a positive light, but the accounts leave hateful comments on the other housewives' social pages. Exactly. Like it's always like accounts who have zero engagement, and then they go as far as like commenting as a troll, like going off, like, oh my gosh, they're such like, oh my God, I can't. If you're that into it, where you're literally going so hard behind a page and literally being so hateful, like it's one thing to defend who you care about, but to be so hateful, oh my God. And then it says things have gotten so ugly that some fans just want her fired at this point, and co-stars feel like they're being paid and forced to film with her. The honest truth is that Bravo's producers were brilliant by casting Gretchen for a return. It was the only reason for producers to keep Tamra on versus just letting her go. She should be thanking Gretchen for keeping her relevant. And yeah, that was from In Touch. So I'm thinking that's accurate. Tamra has come out on social media saying lies, lies, lies. And then Tamra's coming out and saying, oh, look at the verbiage. I know who it is. And I'm shocked she hasn't like pinned this shit on us or something. Thank God In Touch came out with it or whatever. But I am
It's just funny because it's a little like it's just hypocritical again of like what she claims and she says sometimes. So like that's why I just get annoyed of her.
Well, also when the whole Jennifer Aiden thing happened with literally crazy, and then it ended up happening to Tamra too. Jennifer Aiden was dealing with someone who is just mentally unstable, you know? And so who was like a mentally unstable person that we clocked, we knew right away. And that's why we walked away from it. And so she was dealing with that. And Tamra was talking so much shit, like, you know, like look how Jennifer was talking to this person. But then Tamra ends up dealing with it with another account that ended up turning on her. And then Tamra kept still talking about Jennifer and Teresa and whatever. And she kept like running her mouth about them. And then like, look here, like she's like sitting there having these interactions with some accounts. And, you know, it sounds like she's spreading hate. It's not like she's like, thank you for just being supportive of me. It sounds like she's condoning people and spreading hate or doing kind of what like Margaret Josephs did. I don't know. So that's kind of what I feel with that. And the fact that she's on X right now and she's like denying things and still talking. And then she's like accusing some people of leaking this. It tells me that how the fuck does Bravo producers not have her in check yet?
No, it tells me that like, okay, like you said that you claim mental health for yourself, like get off these things. Stop being so aware and like all about it. Like just get off. If you have more important things, if you're coming back to the show, okay, do the show, you know, do your contract, do what you got to do, but get off social media.
Yeah, that's such a good point because she is making it a mental health issue, but she's the first one to respond to any rumors. She's the first one to
deflect. Like that's unhealthy for yourself. Like,
yeah,
it's unhealthy for her. Like we're telling you, like we don't even have the best interest for you, and we're telling you, like get off because it'll do you good. It will do you some good.
Yeah, no, I couldn't.
Stop trying to have upper hand. Stop trying to do dirty work behind the scenes. Like just do you and like get off.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. So, I mean, we'll see what goes on this season, but man, social media has really taken a big part of these shows, what happens on social media. And then I saw Shannon Bedore go on Jeff Lewis and he was trying to ask her all these questions and she was just so vague. So it's like so crazy to see the difference of like how Shannon goes hard about some things and then how how Shannon doesn't say anything and how Tamra is like leaking so much and we know so much of the story because she's implying because Tamra just implied that story was 100% accurate because she's like, oh, I know who's putting this out there. So she's verifying that this is true and she's blaming one of her co-stars. That's how I took it. And also, I kind of feel like Tamra went to In Touch and leaked this herself because, no, really, because Tamra is going to end up being like, look how In Touch had it. How did In Touch have it? Why would I ever go to In Touch and say that about myself? And it's like, really? Why wouldn't you actually?
Oh my gosh. Back to the like newspaper, like those days, like how they like all go crazy on those.
Yeah. Well, guys, we hope you guys have a fantastic week. We'll be back with some more. But I think we got to get our work day started. So have a great night, guys.